Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. And as you can see, not only from the title of this video, but from the first visual that we have, Miss Van's Instagram story, I want to give my commentary on Nell Fletcher trying to use her late mom's illness as a storyline against Melody. And of course, when you reflect on something like Miss Van's Instagram post, it makes you think back on things that came to your full frontal before, and definitely the girls' trip and something that Nell did that sparked, a huge conversation about the Melometers. I am convinced that while Nell said that she is not Melody's do girl, she is certainly the anti-Melody do girl. Now, before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this soundbite is allowed. So as you all know, earlier today, this afternoon, Miss Van posted a picture of Nell Fletcher at the reunion for Love and Marriage Huntsville. She is playing a good old gospel song if you head on over to her Instagram page. And Miss Van captioned this photo saying, "You sat at that tennis match and you lied to me. Your mom, really? Shame on you. Shame on you. I hope it was worth it. I'm addressing it publicly because you tried it publicly." And we all know that this upcoming Saturday, the newest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville will show Nell Fletcher coming at Melody on the reunion stage saying, you could not call me a mentor, but yet I left my dying mother's side to come spend time with you because Martell was cheating. And of course, I'm paraphrasing. We have not seen the complete episode yet, but we did see a teaser for what will be coming up this weekend. And it's just really low and pathetic that Nell Fletcher would use her late mother as a storyline against Melody. Now, if you checked out my video yesterday that featured some DMs between Nell Fletcher's stepdaughter Lexi and I, you know that I asked Lexi for her thoughts on her dad and stepmom's obsession with people calling them mentors. And Lexi, definitely a clear communicator and direct. She said she could not understand why anyone would look up to them for mentors because that's not a marriage that anyone would want. He starts out married. When the two of you are dating, you two get married and history repeats itself. I totally see where Lexi is coming from. But there is definitely an obsession. And Nell was mad when Melody did not want to call her a mentor. And that's how I feel because she knows that there was some messiness going on because there was that good old word that men like to use, that overlapping. And Chris was married allegedly to Lexi's mom when he started seeing Nell. And then on top of that, Nell chose to stay in her marriage after she was cheated on. So I can see why Melody does not connect with either one of those scenarios. Hence, she does not see Nell as a mentor of hers. And I think that's totally fine. And also, Nell and Chris may really want people to see them as mentors and actually use that word to describe them because of their messy past. It may be some sort of atonement for them. If people see them as mentors, then it kind of covers, it atones the mistakes that they did make. Now, I want to just circle back to her using her late mom as a storyline. In my opinion, it's worse than when Mia from The Real Housewives of Potomac used her mom's personal struggles with substance abuse for a storyline. In my opinion, Nell doing this is worse because it is a weak attempt to be in the in crowd. We all know we've seen Nell Fletcher partying with Stormy and the rest of the cast. To me, she definitely wants to reclaim her youth. She wants to reclaim her youth in modern times, meaning being sprayed all over social media and, wearing the latest trends. Because to me, sometimes it seems like she probably kind of shops in her daughter Kayla's closet and see what she can pull off, or at least go out and buy that's similar to her daughter because she's so youthful. But I think that her desires to really be validated by others, I think that it totally paints a picture for the choices that she makes. And I think that she wanted to be in the in crowd, and that meant to be mean to Melody, to be anti-Melody, and she was willing to do that. But we saw in a scene where she was at a dance lesson with her husband Chris, and she told Chris, "I'm not Melody's do girl." But when it comes to coming up against her, your mentee, as I'm sure you would say, Nell, you're so quick to do that. And also, Nell using her late mom's illness as a storyline, Nell says that as if none of us have ever lost a loved one to illness. If you've had a loved one stay several times or a long period of time in the hospital, you know what that's like. And you need those moments, you need that time away from that hospital room. Or if the loved one is at home and you go and spend time, you need time away from that sick room. So that break actually helps you gather more strength to go back to them and in that environment. So if anything, when Melody did call you, whether it was when Martell, allegedly took the $17,000 out of the joint bank account and she was upset and you said, "Okay, I'm on my way," you were probably, perhaps, there's a possibility, a chance, you may have wanted to get away for a couple of hours just so you could breathe and feel like yourself outside of the situation with your mom's illness, unfortunately. And I'm very sorry that she lost her mom, because I do know that exact type of loss. It is very, very difficult. It is a tremendous loss. But I think that it's extremely unfair to say that you left her dying side to go spend time with Melody. And Nell said that as if Melody called her and asked, "Can you come over?" at the very time that her mom was drifting away. And I just don't think that that was the case. If it was right there that minute, you would have said, I can't, I'm saying goodbye to my mom. It's going to be any minute, or it's going to be within the next couple hours. So it was just really awful, really low. And also, it was a matter of if you had to be by your mom's side, you would have told Mel what was up. And I believe that Melody would have understood. Or you could have even invited Melody over to where you were, to your home, so that the two of you could talk and you did not have to be physically far away from your mom. And in my opinion, her pulling that out of her butt, it almost makes me think that someone tells the cast, whether it is production or someone on the cast, kind of rounds everyone up and says, "Hey, think of something that you can pull out of your butt to make Melody look mean or selfish or inconsiderate. Just whatever you can say that is anti-Melody." But it's very lame and very weak. Now, let's go back to the girls' trip where they vacation the Melody Cherie way. And we all remember this dinner scene. A lot of ish went down from, Trisha trying to judge Sunny only to reveal that she is still married with her ninja on the side, or I guess she has the ninja with the husband on the side. And also they talked about the Melometers. And they talked about Miss Black Titanic and the charges that were against Stormy. And it was Nell Fletcher who brought up the Melometers. And I feel like there was some pre-production going on. Perhaps it was conversation between Stormy and Nell. And, Nell was kind of like new at being full-time cast. And, sometimes on these reality TV shows, the new person, they say, okay, if you want to be on here, you got to go for Melody. It's been reported that's what they would do to women on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's been reported before that allegedly it was Carlos who told Claudia Jordan in season 7, if you want to stay on this show, you have to come after Nene. And then when they went on their trip to Puerto Rico, that was when you had that lengthy, epic back and forth between Claudia and Nene. Claudia body shamed Nene. She questioned if Nene was educated. And it went on for several minutes. And so I feel like there's someone telling the cast, especially the newer ones, you have to come for Melody. And who came really hard and really filthy towards her this season? Trisha, who is new full-time cast member. Destiny returned thanks to Sunny, and she came hard at Melody. And Nell Fletcher started this conversation. And here we go.
Well, I said something to you, and even after saying what I said, I thought about it. I shouldn't have said that. This ain't the first time I've said something to you about it. I know the Melometers. Not on this trip, guys. This was before this trip. I called Mel, and I was mad. And I was like, the Melometers said nothing, saying this, and I ain't this, and they saying I'm this about. They don't know me. And you was like, I can't control them. What do you want me to do? Right. And I had to really sit and think about that. Like,
right. But I do think it could be a statement to diffuse the activation.
The activation. Then she'll lose her fans.
She'll lose them.
Nobody wants to lose their fans or their money.
Lose them. If
we said we will all do it.
No, I'm mad if I feel like people are attacking people that I care about.
I mean, say what you want to. That's what the internet
for.
Let
me say this. We all can agree that we're all on a platform that we all agree to be a part of. And with that comes scrutiny, comes people liking us, comes people not liking you. I don't have time to keep trying to defend and go back and forth with people all day on the internet. Secondly, I'm not finna do nothing about people that most of them I've never even met.
I guess the difference for me is because, it's no secret. Like my mama, she feel how she feel about you. But I have always been very clear on social media, at the reunion, in every place that I'm not in agreement with it. And I verbally, publicly tell my mama, don't do that.
Okay, so we all are familiar with this conversation. We have discussed it about how Melody is not responsible for any of our opinions, our thoughts, the words that we say, the videos that we make, or the trips that people take to warehouses. Melody Cherie is not responsible for any of that, nor does she pump into us our opinions or our choices, none of that. And so it's kind of funny how you file things to the back of your mind. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, Nell started the conversation off. Obviously, in my opinion, Nell and Stormy had conversation. I would imagine that the producer that would have been producer or producers that would have accompanied the women on the girls' trip, they must have said, you all bring up the Melometers, and Nell agreed to do it. She was like, okay, send me, okay? And she did it. So that was quite a mentor thing to do, to kind of grab Melody by the hand and lead her into the lion's den by you initially bringing up the Melometers. And then Stormy took it from there. So, she says she's not Melody's do-girl. Nell is absolutely correct about that because she is the anti-Melody do-girl, okay? She'll do anything to go against her quote-unquote mentee. But what did you all think about Miss Van's Instagram post? I definitely know that Miss Van is very classy, very articulate, very self-controlled, and for her to speak up, I know that it was seriously on her heart to do so. I feel like she must have listened to some Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us. Sometimes you just gotta pop out and show them. And Miss Van definitely popped out and showed Nell. Now, I did look for any subliminal messages on Chris and Nell Fletcher's Instagram. I did not see anything, and it's probably because they're celebrating their daughter Kayla's 28th birthday. I saw all of the birthday wishes on Kayla's IG stories. So we'll have to see if sometime this week the Fletchers will respond. Do you all think that the Fletchers will respond? My guess is that if they do respond, it's going to be very short. It's going to be how they handled Lexi's interview with Giving You the Real Tea. They will say, you know, you all have to check out Love and Marriage Huntsville to see how we respond to Miss Van's post. I think that would be the extent of what they would say. And then they're not going to really respond. Well, because it does involve Melody, then they probably will. So they're going to use Miss Van's post as additional storyline for this upcoming season that they are currently filming. And yeah, do you all think that they will respond, give a lengthy response? My guess is no. And what do you all think about, because I'm just so driven by their obsession with the word mentor and wanting to be in the in crowd and just wanting that external validation. What do you think is up with that? And then, you know, allegedly, you know, some are saying the closeness wasn't even there between, you know, her and the parent, you know, and again, I am sorry for her loss, but the need for the external validation, perhaps it could come from that. I don't really know. I always figured they really wanted promotion for their businesses, especially with Chris Fletcher being a realtor. But I also think there's like a reclaiming of the youth and just really having to be validated by others. It makes you thankful that you are who you are and you do not have that same need to be validated by people. Well, I hope that you all had a terrific Tuesday. Tomorrow is already Wednesday. Thank goodness. We are all going to have a wonderful Wednesday. After I logged out from work, I did not feel like going to the gym, but I was texting my classmates. I was like, I'm just going to put on my sweats and see what it do. And I did just go to the gym. I just did cardio, no weightlifting or anything like that. And then I came home and ate some dinner. And I was, you know, checking out the Neighborhood Talk blog on Instagram. It's my favorite. And I think I'm going to make a video about Wendy Williams, you know, hashtag free Wendy. We have to do this because now the judge has ruled that she cannot do any more interviews. So it is just absolutely abusive what is happening to Wendy Williams. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.